Thank you, Unity Band. What a great suggestion. Why don't we fall in love? That's the perfect way to start the day. Well, good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum, and welcome to you that are joining us online. If you're new to Unity, there are connection cards we'd love to have you fill out if you'd like some more information about us. And if you're online, you can always go onto our website and fill out that connection form. We are a prayer ministry, our prayer box. If you have any concerns or celebration, we have a prayer box over there behind the sofa. And we have a prayer station over there for a little more an active prayer experience, if you will. And our prayer team will pray with you for the next 30 days, and then we forward it to Silent Unity. So whatever is happening in your life right now, know that you have a huge community supporting you. When you came in today, you should have gotten a peace candle. If anybody does not have a candle, if you raise your hand, we get one of the ushers to give one to you. There are Edmund's back there, he has them. It's an auto light, and these things, we'll use them in a few more minutes. When you turn the light on, it stays lit for 6 hours, it turns off, and the next day it will turn on at exactly the same time. These are very intelligent electric candles. If you're putting batteries in it, the nipple then goes up to touch the flame. Okay, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. This is Native American Heritage Month, our indigenous people. So I'd really like to start with a land acknowledgement that today we stand here at Unity, Spiritual Center of Lansing. This is a land that was formerly occupied by the Three Fires Council. There's 3 tribes that lived in this area. The Potawatomi were the main ones that were in the Lansing area. And I do want to thank Luann Champion for bringing these beautiful items from the indigenous culture here on the table and the wonderful hanging banner there. So thank you, Luann. It was just perfect for this month. Let's affirm our mission statement together. We spiritually awaken to our oneness with God, with each other, and with all creation. And this comes out of our vision. We can see a world being powerfully transformed through a growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Shared being the most important part to me, understanding it's not the right path and the wrong path, but it's whatever path we're on. Many paths, but only one presence. So let's affirm together. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. And to set the tone for today, we're going to be singing Invocation, written by Lucille Olson. Thank you, Greg.
Oh, great Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright, shine within our hearts and minds so we reflect the purpose of our soul. May your love unfold, may your peace within our hearts abide. It's time now for the lion to lie down with the lambs. May we find the peace of God, the heart of your I am. May true love and meaning every human find. May your light shine brightly forth in every heart and mind. Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright, illuminating all our lives so we reflect the magnitude of love, below and so above. May love and peace within our hearts abide.
Just breathe that in. So wonderful to sing together. I want to start out by thanking our veterans. If you're one of our veterans, we'd love to have you stand so we can show you some love. I know we have some veterans here. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for your service. Your service is just so important. Thank you so much. As we're going today to pray for our world, our neighbors, and ourselves, that's where I think the world is having a dark night of the soul, if you will. It just feels overwhelming. And so I thought I'd give everybody a candle for peace. And like I said, if you can light them today, but tonight when you go home, if you unscrew them and then at dark, screw them, there's a little suction cup and you can put it in your window. And just as a candle for peace. It's just a little bit of light into the darkness. I don't know what the solution is to what's going on. My heart breaks for the kids that are dying and are going through these horrors and these traumas, both in Ukraine and in the Middle East, as well as there's trauma all over the world. But, peace always needs to start with us. So this is a reminder to us, and maybe somebody walking by our house will see the light and just take a little breath and go, oh, that's nice and warm, and just feel peaceful from it. So to honor this lighting a candle for peace, we have a new song this morning. It's a real simple chant. Winalee is going to come up and help Greg with it. We're going to sing, this can be sung as around, but we're going to sing it through first. We're going to sing the blue lines twice. We're going to sing the yellow lines twice. And then you get to decide if you want to be, well, let's make this side blue and this side yellow. You can decide where the dividing line is here, okay? When we go into the round, the blues and the yellows. You can always wave your candle.
Peace be to you, peace be to me, peace be to all, and the world be free. Peace be to you, peace be to me, peace be to all, and the world be free. Peace be to you, peace be to me, peace be to all, and the world be free. Peace be to you, peace be to me, peace be to all, and the world be free. Peace be to you, peace be to me, peace be to all, and the world be free. Peace be to you, peace be to me, peace be to all, and the world be free.
Amen. Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay, today, a little business here. There's sign-up sheets being passed around, Nan. Are you passing sign-up sheets around for the next week's potluck, for our Thanksgiving potluck following service? So they'll come by your table so you can watch for that. Also, we're taking this month to be showing some gratitude to our team. So I'm going to invite Jeff Bennett to come on up and tell us about the administration team. Maybe you can, oh, I know, why don't you use the platform mic? That'll be good. That's easy. Jeff is our team lead for administration, and also he handles the event rental team.
Hello, everybody. The admin team, the purpose of the admin team is to work with the people, mainly Reverend Sharon, our office manager, and anybody, Jerry, who's around here all the time doing physical things with the facility. But we kind of integrate it all together, and we do reviews of our finances, and it gives members of the admin team an overview of what it is that, the blood and guts, if you will, of the church and what makes it run. So would those on the team please stand for a moment, just so everybody on the team can be acknowledged? Part of the admin team recently, especially recently, has been working hard to rent out our lovely space here to people in the community who might want to use it, and we're working hard on that to augment our income so that we can improve our ministry even more than it already is. If anybody would like to be a part of that or the admin team, just speak with me, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. And thank you, admin team. So this is the time to have a little chat at the table. We're going to go into that space that a lot of times we don't like to go into, about those times we've had deep challenges or disasters in our life. And I want to know, I'm inviting you to share at the table, have you ever received a gift from this disaster or this prognosis that you received, or this unexpected ending, or this detour in your road of life? Did you receive a gift from it? Did you grow from it? What did you take away from it? So if you'd like to share that at the table, whatever comes to mind. Of course, we're standing in the middle of the gift from a disaster, right?
I guess like we all have that one. It's
Yeah,
like, that's kind
yeah.
of a cop-out. I got to come up with something more original than that.
Well, yeah, I was thinking all of us have had relationships that have ended.
True.
I mean, even if it was third grade and we were just broken and destroyed,
Yep.
but that got us to our next relationship.
Well, yeah, and it's like if you're happy and feeling like you're on a spiritual path now, everything
Up to
that
here.
happened up till here, even the things that did seem like catastrophes, like losing a job.
Oh.
It's like, I've lost a few because of like the bipolar thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
At the time, it was devastating,
Until you
but,
found your right place.
Now I'm in a much better place.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Real
do you
gifts.
have a personal example?
Well, I'm trying to think, well, retirement from Kitchener.
Okay.
I felt I needed to leave. I didn't know what was going to be next.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a minister, that's so much of your work and your social life and everything. And I felt, what do I do? But I just knew I had to go. It was the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I let everything go,
Yeah.
I was spiritually railroaded to Lansing. There you go.
Oh, we have
So
a
this
train
has been a
station.
gift. Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. So I guess it's about opening wide our doors to
Yeah.
that experience.
Let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
swing wide the door.
Okay.
Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for, and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. About lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I've learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. About lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Woo! Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Lisa Schmidt. I think that's what that says, Lisa Schmidt. Your platform assistant for today. Unity's daily word is faith, inspired by Paul's letter to the people in Corinth. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Sometimes we wish we had a way of looking into the future and knowing what to expect. But even though we cannot know how the future might unfold, we can still be prepared for it through the power of our faith. Having faith means that we have unwavering fidelity to spiritual truth. Our faith is our anchor, keeping us steady during shifting worldly circumstances and focus not on the things of the world, but on the power of spirit. Our faith keeps us steadfast in the midst of uncertainty, inventive when met with stagnation, and adaptable when faced with changing circumstances. We turn our attention to God and feel our soul illumined by our belief that everything is working for good. We align with this truth and go forth blessed by our faith. Let us affirm together, faith heals, prospers, blesses, and sustains me. That picture of that little girl reminds me, one of our neighbors that lived across the street, when we all grew up, we were at somebody's wedding, and I was the baby of my family, and he was probably maybe 5 years older than me, the guy across the street, and he says, I remember when you were a baby, and your brother Chris, he would have you in his hands, because my mom had a big picture window in the living room, and he says, your brother Chris would hold you, and he would throw you in the air, and he said, you would disappear, and then all of a sudden you'd come back down, and Chris would catch you. And he said, I was watching from across the street saying, God, I hope he doesn't trap her. So I still have faith in my brother, so that's a good thing. Oh, sorry for that aside. Okay. This month, when we think of Thanksgiving, our core value of stewardship is a deeply meaningful way to show genuine gratitude. Thoughtful consideration of the use of our resources is a conscious honoring of all that we have received. As good and grateful stewards, we make wise decisions on how we use our resources. Resources include the responsible use of our spiritual gifts and the access we have to the abundant gifts of our planet and all living things. We are not only users of resources, but we are also a source of resources for others. So we share wisely and generously of our time, talent, and treasure so that we are actively a part of the abundant flow that is love in action. Let's affirm our statement of stewardship together. We gratefully receive the abundant gifts of the universe and share generously. It is my pleasure to welcome Winalee Zeeb for some special music.
Thank you. Peace is a promise I make today. There's nothing greater for me to say than to lay down my fears, lay down unhappiness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. Peace is the gift that I give today. No easy shortcut, peace is the way. I will lay down my pride, lay down self-righteousness, and surrender to the peace I choose today. My all I give, my accident. We've been called by name, called to lay down our lives, stand up for greater good, and surrender to the peace we choose today.
What a beautiful piece. Thank you, Winalee. This fall, we've been working on spiritual liberation inspired by Michael Beckwith's book of the same name, and today we're talking about making it through the night. And as we go through our spiritual journeys, our everyday life, whatever that might be for us anytime, this is a message I got one day. You know how you sign up for an email thing? And this one I love. It says, curiously, well, you're discovering God within you. I'm discovering you within me. Thanks, the universe. Wow, we never think about it that other way, that as we discover our oneness, the oneness is also discovering us as part of it. So the liberation process so far that we've talked about really our work here on earth is to wake up to the truth of our oneness, wake up to the universal quality of spirit, or whatever name we want to call this oneness by. And that we are adventurers, we're not tourists, it's not just looky-loo going around and seeing this and that, but it's actually having the adventure of life, having the adventure of being a spiritual explorer. We talked about existentialisms, a purpose of our life, and we really had these everyday existential encounters by learning to love each other as well as loving ourselves, love one another, as Jesus said. And then we did touch a little bit about the myth of perfection, because sometimes we feel less than, that we're not perfect. And really, we had the affirmation for the week, I'm all right already. I may be wanting to grow, but right where I am right now is perfectly fine. This is part of my journey. And then a couple weeks ago, we talked about identity theft. And the one who steals the identity from us is usually ourselves. And the way we subvert that identity theft is learning to love ourselves and accept ourselves just as we are, works in progress, perfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect, whatever that might be in the moment. And then we talked about heaven's creative kiss. Yesterday there was a workshop going on with Denise Coelho and talking about the process, and though we think we're creating art, we think we're creating at any time, whatever it is we're creating, it's really spirit working through us. And to let go of what we think is perfection so they can go to the next level, sometimes it hurts. They were doing things with these beautiful pieces and they're going to do something to it, and I thought it was finished, and there was another layer that made it even better, but there was that, I could feel myself tighten when they started folding this paper in half. I wanted to frame it as it was, and they're going to cut it up. But we reminded that week, we talked about the heaven's kiss of creativity, that seeing our soul is like watching a deer. You need to be very still to allow ourselves to see that deeper part of ourselves. So today we're going to talk about making it through the night. And we just had Halloween a few weeks ago, and think about those things that go bump in the night, the things that scare us, the things that get our adrenaline running. And one of them for me is shape-shifting. They have them in movies. This is back to the Iliad. It's been back for thousands of years, that there were life forms that could become something else. And oh my God, to me that's so scary, because if things aren't what you think they are when you look at them, what are they? What can you trust if if things keep moving and shifting and changing on you? Well, shape-shifting, if you think about it, is an intentional act of transformation. A shapeshifter in every movie about it, they decide something sets them off, whether it's the Hulk, that he gets angry and he changes form, or whether it's a werewolf or a vampire, any of those things. There's an intentional shift of energy in that. And if you think about it, all the world, this whole world is energy. Physics is talking about this all the time as they go deeper and deeper. When I was in school, they told me atom was the smallest part of matter. Now we know that atom is not a thing at all, it's energy. And it's made up of energy, and that's made up of energy, and you keep getting smaller and smaller, and there's still no thing, it's only energy. So the whole world, and it's influenced by our thoughts, which are also energy. In Unity, we say, thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So if what we hold in our thoughts we co-create in our life with the energy of what we're thinking, therefore, energy is really the cosmic building block of the whole universe. Wow. It's like incredible Legos that fit everything. And that we energetically influence our inner world, our health, and our outer world in which we live. As we navigate through our intention with our energy, we create a desired transformation. Now, when I say this, it doesn't mean that you are some masterful magician that can go poop and make somebody else do something else. This transformation is an inner process that allows us to see, perceive, and to vibrate to that which we want to draw into our life. So this is all about energy, and just a little sidetrack here. Have you noticed the cost of gas? It goes up and down. Do any of you play the gas game? I mean, I feel proud when I save $2 on a tank fill, but there's something about I won, right? I won. Well, it's really a little silly thing we do. But there's a sign that said, we provide consult for home financing to help out with the gas prices, right? And then they have the price of gases is LOL, OMG, and WTF. And what they stand for, laughing out loud, oh my God, and where's the finances? Were you guys thinking something else? Okay. A shaman is somebody who communicates with energy. And in a sense, we're all shamans because we skilled or unskilled, we are all communicating with energy, as energy, through energy. Our stories exist because we give it energy, right? Think about it. When we focus on negative energy, and negative isn't bad, this is like yin and yang. It's a different kind of energy. It becomes uncomfortable for us. We may get a back pain, feeling lack of support. We may, think about when you get angry. I have a tendency to get that thing in gout in my toe. So I really try to, I can feel it. It just like within a couple hours, it goes there. That negative energy has an impact on us that's uncomfortable. It makes us want to do something differently, hopefully, or just wallow in that pain. In perceptions, we vibrate differently when we're at an affirmative level of thinking as opposed to a negative level. And an example of this, because this happens in the mundane. This is not just special things that are safe for special events. The other night, I'm sleeping, and I'm hearing this gurgling sound, and I'm going, oh, how nice. Somebody has taken the big gallon jug of water and put it on the water cooler. The water cooler and the air gurgles down. And so I don't have to do that. And I was feeling really good till my wife yelled out, one of the dogs is throwing up. In my mind, I was being blessed. But that's the difference, when you work on staying that affirmative energy level, when you're unconscious, that you would bring something into something that, it was a gift, it was a blessing, I don't have to do this heavy lifting. Anyway, Einstein talks about the theory of relativity, that time moves in relationship to the observer. We live in this relative world where we see what's happening depending on where we are, our experience. E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. That energy and what we call matter are totally interchangeable. I mean, really, it is all energy. Well, Beckwith in his book talks about unitivity, about the idea of oneness. If you really get it that we're all energy, that the tables, the chairs, each one of us that look like we're individual and separated, it's all part of this massive plan, this massive existence of beingness. James Dillett Freeman, who I'm going to share a poem of him in a little bit, he said, the only way we can be out of the oneness, we're in oneness except in our minds. It's the only place that we can be separated from God. It's the only place we can be separated from our good, only with our thinking, if you will. Energy is what we see that happens in miracles. There's a wonderful story about Jesus getting out of the boat and walking on water. And, as I was working through a lot of faith dilemmas and trying to find where science and faith met, and then I got it that, do you ever do the thing with the glass and you can actually fill the glass above the rim? Because water has a tension, a surface tension. So the water can actually go this far above the glass without spilling over. And there are bugs that walk on water because they understand how to use the water tension. So it is not inconceivable that somebody could walk on water when it wasn't freezing. Like, Michigan, we walk on water all the time in the winter, right? It's not inconceivable. There are physical laws that if we knew how to use them, we could actually do that. And right now, where you're sitting, there is hemoglobin moving through your body, carrying oxygen to all the cells and organs of your body. What a miracle. How many thousands of cells are carrying these molecules of oxygen just where they're needed, and we're just sitting here letting the miracle happen. I mean, we have to be amazed every moment of this physical body that we've been gifted to have this experience in. For me, it's about part of the divine plan, this kind of expansion of consciousness, to get this more and more, how everything is a miracle, is that outworking of this divine plan. And the interesting thing is our awareness grows. We become more and more certain that we are part of the divine plan. We end up places by divine appointment. Not because it was our intellectual plan, but all of a sudden your paths cross with somebody. Or all of a sudden you turn on the radio and you hear something, a song maybe, that gives you this idea. We're always in that perfect divine plan unfolding, not controlling us. We're not predestined, but we're always part of that unfoldment of the divine plan. We get our work done. We do our spiritual work. We're feeling really good. We've been meditating and praying regularly now for whatever amount of time. And then caca happens. I don't know, does it ever happen to you? You're moving really smooth. You got this thing down called life. And then all of a sudden, the bottom falls out. You are just going, what happens? Like somebody throwing cold water in your face. And it just really shakes up your core of existence, whatever that thing is, that totally takes the rug out from under you. Well, Rollo May, he was back in the 1960s through 90s, he wrote some beautiful books on psychology, and between psychology and theologian. He says, the relationship between commitment and doubt is by no means an antagonistic one, because when something happens like that, we begin to doubt all of our beliefs, all of our practices. What the heck are we doing here? This isn't working. Look what happened to me. He says, this relationship is not antagonistic. Commitment is healthiest when it is not without doubt, but in spite of doubt. So when we're going through those dark nights, we're going through those really challenging times, to really give ourselves permission to have those doubts and to still do what we need to do, to still keep up the practices until we learn through it, until we grow through it, until we expand through it, if you will. Actually, having a dark night of the soul is a sign of being qualified for spiritual growth. Aren't you happy to know that? There's that old joke about, I wish, God never gives you more than you can handle. I wish God didn't trust me so much on that. So when we get it as spiritually qualified, that we're growing consciousness, we get it that this drama is not a soap opera. There was a time in my life where I really lived the drama. Yeah, it was, you have a handicap when you go golfing? I gave myself a life handicap by talking about the drama. Well, don't expect too much from me, because look what happened earlier in my life, So I'm doing pretty good just to hang out. And I remember the day when I finally said, what are you saying? Stop it right now. It took a while to get out of the habit, because what do you say when you've been using that as your standard go-to line, for all those years? So you get it that these challenges are really about our profound commitment a commitment to deepen ourselves, to grow, to add something to the world that is loving and kind and peaceful. Think about it as reorganizing our consciousness. I do that periodically on my computer files. I think of a better way to organize them. It's not because they were wrong, but all of a sudden I got an easier way to work, a more efficient way to work, something that will be more beneficial to me going through it. So as we get into these dark night of the souls, these challenging times, there's a couple laws about making it through the night. You can't manipulate out of it. And there's no aspirin to make it hurt less. No aspirin to relieve the pain. Pain is not bad. Pain is a signal. If you hurt your back lifting something, what did that just tell you? Maybe you shouldn't have lifted that thing, or maybe you shouldn't have lifted that way. I mean, we are getting messages all the time to help us, not to hurt us. It's really, when we get to those things, it's just taking that deep breath, that surrender, saying yes to the process, and to stay with it as you go through it. Remember, there's something within us that is beyond what our mind can ever think of, that will help give us the strength, the courage, and the wisdom, the perception to see our way through it, that there is a path. There is a path out of here. The soul kind of has a benefit plan for us. I think it leads us through these experiences of life that's really desirable, and it's absolutely inescapable. Absolutely inescapable. We need to go through them. And how long we go through them is variable. Sometimes it might be a day, just a really tough day. Other times it seems to go on for weeks or months, however long it is. That it's not a sign you're doing anything wrong. It's just a sign of the depth of the learning that you're going through at that time. The depth of your own ability to challenge yourself. Like, I think we have these internal conversations all the time about where we want to go next and what we're willing to do to get there, right? You know you're going to go into one of these times, one of these challenging times, when you really find yourself SOSO, same old, right? Something, it just gets bland. Life gets kind of bland. And even our spiritual path gets dry and dusty. We've all had that experience where we first started affirming and we got the parking place, and there's this excitement. And that first time in meditation, when we get to that place that you're just zooming out, and you go, wow. But over time, it becomes matter of fact, same old. You kind of get bored. I mean, you just kind of get bored with it. Life becomes predictable, and it's good. Your life is good. You got a great job, great relationship, your finances are stable, your health is stable. That's when it's going to happen. Because we like to stay comfortable, right? We're sitting in that easy chair, pulled back, listening to music, whatever it might be, and all of a sudden that chair just throws us out. Time to get up. Yeah, you're a little too comfortable here. It's time for your next growth, if you will. There's an old adage that good is the enemy of better. We get too comfortable. Part of us just says we need to get a little uncomfortable just so we move. You can't stay in the same place all the time. So I love this little picture. It says, life is like a screen door. Some days you're the door, other times you're the bug on it, Because as we grow spiritually, our ego grows too. That part of us that can control everything, that can make things better, because it can force it to be better, if you will. And that's where we get into compulsive behaviors, be it drugs, be it shopping, whatever that might be. The ego becomes really compulsive down certain paths that we think is bringing us some kind of peace or some kind of inner enjoyment. And then there's the wishful thinking syndrome. I wish I were anybody but me right now. I wish I was any place else but here right now. I wish. Doesn't matter who or what you are. That's the ego trying to say, this is too big for me to solve. I just want to get away from it. I want to put covers back over my head and go back to sleep. I was pretty comfortable. Life is good. I don't need this growth spurt, whatever that might be. Do you ever have that little voice in your head that says, psst, you're not okay. You're doing it wrong. Boy, are you stupid. Are you kidding me? There's that little voice back there. And remember, we learned, I'm all right already. But that ego just gets louder and louder and louder and, makes us doubt. And this is where that commitment comes in to overcome that doubt. So back when you're talking about unity of spirit, We grow unilaterally. If you think about how a baby grows, it doesn't grow an arm and then a leg and an ear and an eye. It grows unilaterally. So do we. So as we grow spiritually, our ego also grows. So it's like we have this test all the time between our spiritual nature and our ego nature. Our ego nature being our personality. You know, we're all individual expressions of the divine, but we each have a personality that we've chosen and we've created. And this gets stronger even as our spiritual side gets stronger. So when we talk about the world of relativity, we sometimes talk about light and dark, but light really is a spectrum. Even in the dark, it's just a different shade of light. The same way with spirituality and the ego. If we try to get rid of our ego, what we resist persists. What we really try to do in our spiritual development is to incorporate our ego, to get it into a balance with our spiritual self and our human self, so that we're one going forward. Unitivity there's not a part of us that is not part of unitivity. There's not a part that's not part of oneness. It's oneness, it's all spiritual, except for nothing. Not our ego, not our humanness, not our mistakes. That too is part of the idea of oneness. So James Dillett Freeman, who is Unity's poet laureate, if you will, and he wrote the prayer of protection that we say every week, and that, by the way, was written for soldiers in World War II, and it is on the moon, too. And James Dillett Freeman was married 3 times. His wives all died. And the time that his 3rd wife died, he went into a church, and he was angry. He felt alone. He was totally stumped. I mean, he had been in Unity since he was a teenager. And he wrote this poem called I Am There, because he said as he's sitting in the church, he could hear God talking to him through his anger, through his grief, through his despair. I mean, the 3rd time, come on, enough is enough. And some of his lines says, he heard God saying, you cannot see me, yet I'm the light that you see by. You can't hear me, but I'm the power at work in your hands. I am at work, though you do not understand my ways. Only in absolute stillness, beyond self, can you know me as I am, and that but as a feeling and a faith. Even if you deny me, I am there. It says, I am there whether you pray or whether you don't pray. It's just a beautiful poem that Jim had through this experience as he grew through it. Not to say I'm never going to get married again, not to say I'm mad at God, but to understand that this deepened him so much in his soul, in his work. So navigating the dark night of the soul, the dark night of the soul could be a marvelous moment of grace. Greg and I were talking about things that we've lost, whether it be jobs or relationships, and then you look back and you go, thank God. I'm in such a better place now moving through this. So trusting that this journey, as uncomfortable as it is, really is about learning about your own authentic self-empowerment, and don't short-circuit the process, because then you only shortchange yourself. It's like Spirit will give you a nudge on the shoulder and you ignore it, and then it gives you a little shove and you ignore it, and then you trip and fall and you still ignore it. Then finally this cosmic 2x4 comes and goes, oh, you're trying to get my attention, right? So if you're there's no short circuiting on this. Don't place time demands on it. Okay, let me see, in my life, I'm willing to invest 1 week in this. No, I mean, it will, Godspeed, I was telling somebody today, Godspeed is not going as fast as hell. It's going the process of it. Letting go of the known, letting go of the comfortable, being uncomfortable, making ourselves available. Think about that. Are you available for a spiritual growth experience? So, navigation tool number 1, Beckwith says, what is perceived as a whole is understood to be a contribution that makes us whole. Isn't that beautiful? So we might say to ourselves, if this dark night never goes away, what do I need to cultivate to be at peace with this? What do I need to cultivate to be at peace in this dark hole that I don't want to be in? Or what am I being guided to release from my everyday life so that I can become more aware of the world around me? And then the other one is, Dr. Howard Thurman says, he says, during a dark period, we have the opportunity to walk in remembered radiance. During the dark night of the soul, during that dark period, we have the opportunity to walk in remembered radiance. Does that give you a chill? Does that tingle something in your memory? You have done so many wonderful things. You have showed so many acts of kindness. You have reached out and helped others. You have reached in and helped yourself. And when we have that time to step back from all the falderall into that dark night, we can remember the strength that we have within, the beauty that is within us, the extreme purpose that we are part of in this divine plan. So we can start asking ourselves, how can I give of myself? How can I express? How can I radiate? How do I let my light shine? What quality can I pour upon others? How do I let others feel the love? How do I let others experience the kindness, right, as they're going through this? And when we start thinking about reaching out, it's amazing how our human frailties, nothing empowers us more than being useful, being able to help somebody else. And that is what helps ourselves, I think. If you go out at night and see that dark sky, there's a lot of stars. You have to get far from Lansing to see this many. But look at all that black. If you looked out in the universe, you think, oh my goodness, there's a lot of black out there, a lot of nothingness. But this new telescope, the Euclid telescope, we're seeing that as we go into the black, we're finding more lights. There is a spiral of another universe like our Milky Way. It is so far away, it only looks black to us right now. There is another one of a universe that is totally chaotic. It's not ordered. Isn't that interesting? All this light that has a plan that doesn't look like order to us. And I love this one. Look at the horse coming out of the cosmos. The deeper we go into the universe, the more light we find. What we thought was darkness is just light that we can't see yet. What does that tell us about our journey? So, think about this. We're not on a healing journey, we're on a soul expansion journey. And healing is just simply part of the expansion. This purpose of life, it's not to avoid getting hurt or wounded, if you will, or even hurting others. Expansion, sometimes, I think often, many, involves pain, mistakes. You're never going to learn if you don't make a mistake. It involves reacting to what's going on around you. And it doesn't mean we have to get it right to do the soul expansion. We just need to learn to listen to our heart and take that action. So with that, we're going to go into a time of meditation, and we're going to go into it with that peace song we so beautifully sung. You can be blue or yellow.
Peace be to you. Peace be to me. Peace be to all. And the world be free. Peace be to you. Peace be to me. Peace be to all. And the world be free.
I invite you to take that vibration to that inner world. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Just breathe in that peace. We breathe in peace to ourselves. We breathe out peace to others. We repeat this process as we become the peace, as the very cells of our body vibrate in harmony. And all those discordant thoughts in our mind about how we wish others would act, about trying to avoid the hurt and the pain, gets raised up into that peaceful, loving kindness of oneness. Just keep breathing in the peace, breathing out the peace, breathing in the light of oneness, breathing into the light of oneness. In this process, there are no boundaries. There are no edges. There is simply a flow. Allow the words I speak now to be the words of your own heart. I surrender to the dark night of my soul. I give my consent to its transforming touch. We breathe in and breathe out. I am patient in the midst of my discomfort. Breathing. I sense the soul activity taking place within me. And I am grateful for the experience of growth. I am grateful. I am spiritually liberated. Liberated to embrace each step, to take away any barriers, so that I might be and live and express as the oneness, as the love, as the light, as the peace. And so it is. Amen.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine, shine, wanted to shine, shine, all around the world. Shine, shine, everywhere I go. I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine, gonna let it shine. Shine, shine, everybody shine. Shine, shine, you know you wanna. Shine, shine, all around the world. Shine, shine.
Oh, whoa, shine, shine. There's a wonderful piece that was written back in the 6th century by Lao Tse. He said, if there should be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. To be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. To have peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. To have peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. And to have peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart. So this week, I invite you to let your light shine. Maybe find a place at one of your windows at home and turn on that little bulb and share the peace with those that are going by. And with that, I'm going to invite Winalee to come back up and let her light shine, shine. Oh, that's so perfect. Let your
That cracked me up. Thank you, Sharon. You'll turn it off. That I may dwell in the house of love. May my heart swell in power above, so I can tell I have not been forgotten. one day we will be all together. This is my sole desire. Father, deeper, higher. This is my sole desire. Come like fire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. Set my soul on fire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. This is my sole desire. Set my soul on fire. This is my sole desire. Set my soul on fire. This is my sole desire. Further, deeper, higher. This is my sole desire.
Thank you, Winalee. And don't feel bad, we had somebody over there suggesting we wear them like this. I won't say who it was, but I think you can guess who it was. Now is the time for our circle of generosity. The circle of generosity is a sacred exchange of prayerfully giving, receiving, and blessing. On each table is a glass jar where you can place your gifts to this ministry. We create the circle of generosity by sharing the blessings we have received. We know that the gift we give is not a debt we owe. It is a seed we sow from a consciousness of abundance. If you are donating by cash or check, please place your gift in the crystal jar. If you're donating electronically or by other means, take a moment to place your hand over the jar or use one of the affirmation tokens. Am I breaking your hand up right now? It's not on here.
No, this week, no, that's later.
Oh, I see that. I'm sorry. I got lost. Well, there was a note on there. I apologize. Got a little mixed up. We bless our gifts as we share our love and our treasure by affirming together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. We'll continue our blessing by singing, I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. We are grateful for everyone's continued generosity of support to Unity. And one of the ways we show that gratitude is by the sharing of our gifts with others. For the month of November, you voted to share a portion of our tithes with Girls on the Run. To support their work, girls to instill valuable life skills, including the important connection between physical and emotional health. Let us take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in our gratitude by collectively blessing the gifts received on your table. And now I'd like to invite Hannah up to lead the blessing. You should come up here.
Yeah.
Given in love,
Received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of the Holy Spirit, and so it is. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Hannah. All right. So we have a couple of announcements, one that's not in our Unity Pulse newsletter. I'm sorry, I got lost again. Oh, this coming Saturday, November 18th, Unity has rented out the facilities for 2 events with author and activist Marianne Williamson. At 2 p.m. is a gathering of A Course in Miracles. Marianne will be sharing her insights on working with the Course. The cost for this event is $100 at the door. Saturday evening at 7 p.m. is a meet and greet with Marianne. This event is free to attend, and Marianne will speak for about 35 minutes. The floor will then open for a question and answer period. Everyone is welcome to these public events being held at Unity.
I just have to add something to this one. A little while ago, a number of you did appreciative inquiry forms, and Greg Coles took the appreciative inquiry forms and gave all the comments to go to the board. And one of them on the comments was a doable step that we could do. We thought a big step would be to bring Marianne Williamson here. A doable step would to make contact. So within 3 weeks, we didn't make contact, they made contact with us. Talk about consciousness, so.
And I was telling Sharon when I do my Course in Miracles class, when I'm reading from one of Marianne's books, I say, and now a word from your friend and not mine, Marianne Williamson. So now hopefully she will be my friend. All right. Now, today at noon, Reverend Sharon is offering the Unity 101 class, which explores the Unity movement as well as our local center. This is a great class for anyone new to Unity and a requirement for anyone wishing to become a member. Immediately following service, we'd like some help moving our tables to the activity room. See Jeff Benoit for instructions, and he asked that we meet on the dance floor. He's going to test your dancing skills, and whoever passes can help. Okay, and a reminder that next week following service is our Thanksgiving potluck, and we hope everyone will be able to join us.
Anyone that hasn't signed up, would you see me after service? Thank you.
The November Unity Pulse is on your table. This is a special edition which includes a little information on many of our ministry teams as well as a kind of classified section for Unity. Please take as a handy reference for what's happening at Unity. And there are also posters for events on the information rack and more information on our website, unitylansing.org. Okay, so please stand as you are able. You're invited to join in our peace circle around the room or at your tables. Please honor people's personal choices about holding hands, and we will sing the peace song followed by the prayer of protection.
On earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God is within us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.